Would you quit smirking at me? It can't be that bad, is it?
Oh, yes.
It's that bad. Terrific. Is it possible that we need to reconsider some of our decisions, considering the implications? Now, I've put together a list of things, and please, I am not saying this is the way your church needs to do it. I am challenging you. I am asking, now you stop laughing at me. It's hurting my self-esteem, which could use some hurting. Is it possible that you and I need to rethink some things? And instead of committing what is perhaps one of the most persistent sins in evangelicalism these days, considering generations before us to not have been very thoughtful or smart, and just to make, hey, we're this generation. We make decisions. Nobody's thought about this stuff. We're brilliant. We can do what we want to. Maybe we need to repent of that and rethink some things that we have simply changed in the church. Again, I'm not telling you you've got to do it this way. I'm simply challenging all of us. Here we go. How's about pastoral address? How do you get the attention of your pastor? Hey, Pastor Jim. Or is it just, hey, Jim? Versus in the old days, it would be Pastor Johnson. Now, we've gone from changing pastoral address from title, last name, to title, first name, or maybe no title at all. Just call me Jim. What's the message that is being sent? I would like to suggest to you it's an authority message. When somebody carries a title, when somebody has an address, it says that this person has a role, this person has a position, and has some authority over some realm. Dr. Somebody. We know that they have the ability to tell me what is right or wrong with me. When somebody is a pilot, they have a title. They have an address, and it says that they judge so-and-so. In fact, we stand up for the authority of the judge. These days, in evangelical Christianity, we've just thrown out, and I get what's behind it. We just want people to think that, we're just one of them. Well, Pastor, does the Bible say you're just one of us? There's a difference between the sheep and the shepherd, is there not? Is there not somebody who is leading the flock and somebody who is following the shepherd? I'm just wondering if we are not undermining church discipline because we're undermining the authority of the pastor by addressing him so casually. I'm just asking. Now, I know when this decision was made, it's Pastor Jim as opposed to Pastor Johnson. I get the thinking behind it. We want to be accessible to people. All right, I get that. But did we do that, make that decision, and undermine pastoral authority? What about pastoral attire? Gulp. In the old days, people used to wear robes when they would be doing the service. We took it from the Old Testament. The priests in the temple, they would wear a covering. They would have a robe. The thinking behind it, I think, was that they did not look casual. It was so that they looked set apart, doing something that was lofty and something that was sacred. So the church, mostly the mainline Protestant denominations, they took their cue from the Old Testament priests, and people, pastors, used to wear robes. Well, we got rid of those, and then we put on suits and ties. That was too formal, wanted to be accessible, wanted people to think that we're hip. It was kind of a part of the package of the seeker-sensitive movement. Pastors today now overall dress very casually. It has moved away from robes to suits and ties to just suits, to taking off the jacket, maybe just a tie, now to being in ripped blue jeans. What is the message that is being sent? Once again, I think that it says something without saying something. First of all, I think it's very similar to this. Is that guy set apart? And does he have authority? Or is he just like, why does a captain of an airplane still wear that hat? Because it says this is the guy who's in charge. Furthermore, more formal attire, let's just stick with the robe idea, says, okay, we're not doing something casual here. We're doing something different. This guy looks different. And he's not making an individualized statement. He's playing a role and he's covered up. That was the thinking. Now today's thinking is, got to be relatable, Daddy-o. I'm wondering Have we thought this through? Are we seeing any implications of this? Do we see people not respecting the pastor as much, not willing to hear from the pastor, friend, I've been noticing something in your life. Friend, where have you been lately? Friend, I've been hearing some rumors. Is it possible some of these simple things like address and attire have actually said something and affected the church? What about our clothes? What is it? We're all about visitors these days in the church, another concept that's relatively new. What do visitors think when they see what we wear in church? Does the visitor say, they're doing something special here, they're worshiping a lofty God, or they're worshiping a casual God, and this isn't all that important because it looks like they just rolled out of bed?